If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hello. We are back.
Hi there.
Look at, and your sound
so
is
loud.
No, it's good. And I think we have it worked out. Knock on wood, our whole situation.
There's no wood here.
Well, knock on, I don't know. I knocked on wood, so don't worry. But I think we've worked it out. We got her phone hooked into the podcasting equipment in that place, studio.
I look very professional, right?
You really do. You're
Check
putting me
this
to
out.
shame.
I
You look
feel
great.
like
You're ready to go. Yeah. You
I
look
got
great.
the microphone.
You look
the
very professional.
earphones,
I look like,
my professional shirt.
yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I look awful.
Listen, I never dress like.
I just burped too.
I never
drinking
dress
seltzer.
like a lady.
Like a lady. Whoa. She's a lady. You could be in the video.
I love him.
You love
I've seen him in concert. Yes,
No.
I saw him
mean,
live.
Wow.
I sure
yeah.
did.
Wow. No, I never got that bug. I never caught that bug. Wow.
Yeah.
I heard him on Howard once. Didn't everything? My references are all Howard related. When it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He went on when he had some. He tried to have that comeback song. Oh my God! He remade "Kiss" by Prince.
Yeah, by Prince.
That was. Come on, you can't tell me you liked his version.
Loved it.
You're
love
a
him.
liar. No, this can't be the woman that loves Metallica.
I love all kinds of music.
I do too, but I sure do. But I don't know. I missed that Tom Jones thing. How did you wind up loving him?
Listen, I have seen Slayer and I have seen Tom Jones.
Yes, but
I have seen
how did you fall in love?
Slipknot and I've seen Barry.
That's right. But
and everything in between.
But what made you fall in love with Tom Jones?
I don't know.
Like,
I
how
love
did you-
Neil Diamond too.
Neil Diamond is
I don't
okay.
know.
I don't know, but I guess there was no exposure for me for Tom Jones at all, I guess, until much later.
Well, when I was a kid, I had this babysitter that lived next door, Baca, and she was an interesting lady. And one of her many interesting things about her was that she owned like 3 records. One was They're Coming to Take You Away.
What?
One was Purple People Eater, and
Oh.
the other one was Delilah by Tom Jones.
Okay, Purple People Eater. No, tell
For
me you don't.
anybody who doesn't know that song, Google it. It's something.
One-eyed something. Purple People Eater, right? Like,
One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. Pigeon-toed, undergrowth, flying purple people eater.
Okay,
we
well-
wear short shorts, flying purple people
that's in the
eater.
same thing. We
I
wear
believe
shorts
so.
from that.
I could be wrong.
from the Nair commercial. Like we wear.
Somebody
shorts.
Google it and let me know.
They're never
I
gonna
could
do
be mixing, whatever. It doesn't matter. But those were her 3 songs. So
that. Okay. Well, I feel very sad for her. I don't know because
that wasn't even the weirdest thing about her. But she was fun.
Okay. I was going to say something mean about her name. I'm going to try not to.
Well, it's supposed to be something else. She was Polish, and that's what her grandchildren, whatever it was supposed to be, they said it wrong, and it stuck.
Well, you said Baca, right?
Yeah, Baca.
Come on. You know what goes with Baca.
No.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no. Yeah. You would think of all people I would know that.
Yeah. Yeah. God. Oh my God. I look so sketchy.
You don't.
My hair is like so not, it's like yuck.
Listen, at least you look like you have hair. I literally look bald for everyone.
No.
The light is shining on my big forehead. I do have hair, just for anybody who's interested.
We know you have hair.
It's just always pulled back. I don't leave my hair out.
Well, I mean, so you've made that choice. So we have to come to terms with it. the things we've chosen?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's just on this camera, it looks like I'm bald.
So you're saying it never happened that way here?
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Well, you saw yourself. Okay.
I feel like it was a little better there.
Okay, so we have decided. By the way, I had a lot of fun doing the songs we hate, and I hope people like it. And it just came out yesterday, but yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. Did you like it?
I did. I mean, not that I'm not interested in what we usually talk about, but last week's or this week's and what we're talking about today are very my speed.
Yeah. Well, we could do stuff like this more often. Tell me if you think of anything.
It's not that I think the other stuff is interesting too.
Yeah.
I usually learn stuff, but
Yeah.
these are more my
Well, this is for me too,
area.
because I love this. I mean, it depends. Like this. All right. Well, I might as well just say it. So we're going to talk about. We're not going to tell you guys what we're actually going to talk about.
The great love of my life. That's what we're talking about.
All right. We're going to talk about TV, but we're going to talk about TV that we watched when we were younger and how it influenced us. You know, just our thoughts about these shows. But
can I include TV that I like now that may not be current, but
yeah,
that has shaped my weird life?
Okay. Yeah. So it's something. What's it? Very old?
There's old and new.
Okay.
Not new because
Right.
I don't watch it. I do watch new things,
You
but
do watch. If there's a sitcom, you'll watch it, right?
strangely, not every sitcom. Some sitcoms I do not like at
Oh.
all. But I am very much a sitcom person.
Yeah, I thought because I was talking to you about Animal. What is it?
Animal Control.
Right.
Yeah, I like that one.
Right, but you said, of course, I watch it because it's a sitcom.
Strangely, there are ones like I think I'm one of the only people in the world that doesn't like Everybody Loves Raymond. Just not interested.
No, that's no.
King of Queens, don't like it.
That's very.
There's ones I just can't get with.
I don't know who they're for. I think they're for the people that liked. I don't know. Did you like Roseanne?
I did like Roseanne.
See, I didn't like Roseanne. I didn't like it at all. I just didn't like her life. I didn't want to see somebody that worked in a factory. Depressing. Sorry.
That's what I liked about it there.
I don't like that.
I feel like that's most of America.
Well, none of that's for me. But anyway, let's talk about what we like. But we're going to talk about TV. And I think you have a lot more passion these days than I do. I do like TV now, but
I have always been obsessed with TV since I came out of the womb.
Wow, well, really? You just came out with that little remote? Like, here it comes?
We were big TV people in my house, as I'm sure most of, 70s, 80s kids were,
Yeah, it was different then because that was the only choice. You didn't have all these podcasts.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have podcasts, the video games. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I mean, video games didn't come
I hate that stuff anyway.
until, I was not older, but,
Yeah, I just hate video games. I have no patience for them. I just like, what is the point of this? So what if you score something? It's so temporary. Like I want to do something with permanent weight to it.
Well, you're not big on games. Like I like video games.
No. And games, if you and I were somewhere, like with my son and my daughter-in-law, we played Scrabble or something in a bar. They have the games there sometimes.
Yeah.
And we did have fun. So
I
can
have to tell you, my experience with you has been, you have been unhappy every time we've played a game.
What game? When did we play a game?
I remember, this is a very long time ago, and I'm sure you don't remember, but one of your friends was here from out of state, and we all played a board game in your kitchen, and you were very unhappy.
Well, it was possible.
I'll remind you when it was. It was
Marty, right? It must have been.
Yes, it was Marty, and it was the night that I looked at that angel on your shelf.
Oh, God,
and I was
with no
like,
face.
That angel has no face.
That's right. She gave me that angel.
She did. So it was very awkward. I did not know that the lady sitting there was the one who gave you the faceless angel.
I told you 3 or 4 people have given me those. And I just don't know what to do. They're gone. I don't know where they are. They're in heaven.
People like them. I don't like things with no face.
It's the same people that watch King of Queens, I guess. I don't know.
I don't like Kevin James and I don't like Leah Remini. I just don't.
I don't know. I've heard too much about her.
Strangely enough, I read her book.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. The cult thing, right?
Yeah. That was why I read it. But
Are they calling it a cult or they're not calling it a cult? Is it a cult?
I mean, don't we all, everybody but
know.
the people who are involved in it know
there's
it's a
so
cult?
many things you're not allowed to say things. So I'm wondering if you can't say anything bad about that. You know what I mean? There's so many things. Oh, you can't say that. You know how
Okay, so we
Have we
won't
gone
say it,
PC
but you
with
know we're
cult?
thinking it.
have we gone PC with cults too? I don't know.
I don't know.
But okay, well, I don't remember that. I don't remember playing the game. I guess I just wasn't. I have to be in a really good mood, and I have to like I was having
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Like, you know, I have to. Were we drinking?
I don't know, but the few times we have played games, you have literally said, I don't like this. I don't like playing games.
Well, I'm a little better now in that, like, I guess I just have to be in the mood. Like, I have to be drinking. That's the
Well,
truth.
we played Cards Against Humanity with the kids
I love cards.
once,
I
and
love that.
That went well.
It's a great game.
So
Best
maybe
game.
you have softened.
Totally the best family game you could play, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
I was being sarcastic. Cards Against Humanity.
Because it's so racy, yeah.
Well,
yeah. But
as
it's a fun
usual,
game.
Casey loved it and Michael is appalled by it.
Oh my God. Michael is the one we played with, by the way.
He doesn't, but was he okay? I remember him, like, maybe
he was all right, yeah.
I think afterwards he gets like, why did we do that? Like, I just think he doesn't like doing that kind of stuff with me.
I do have to tell you, one time, I'm sure you remember because there were other things that happened, but I stayed at your house with Casey for like a week or two.
Is that the time that he, remember when he convinced you to use my entire credit card for ordering pizza deliveries? Yeah.
I don't even remember that happening, but I believe it.
Oh, there was a lot of pizza bought.
Did I even have the credit card?
Yeah. He convinced you that I said it was okay. Because you know I'm very into all these pizza deliveries.
A, I probably didn't know how many deliveries he was getting.
Right.
B, like, why would I doubt him?
Right. That's the thing. But anyway, what did he do? What did he do?
We played Game of Thrones Monopoly for the entire time, every day. We left the board.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was so fun. We had so much fun.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had fun. Yeah. That's not for me. No.
Monopoly.
No. Well, Monopoly upsets me because it's so long.
We both loved Game of Thrones, so we were really into
that was good for you, yeah. But good for you. Good for you. Nobody knows my references.
I do.
I know. Camille knows.
Camille. It's so funny because that was my other name, Camille.
That's right. Casey's friend decided to call you Camille.
Yeah.
Nicholas.
And it stuck.
Nick. It did stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Camille. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, before we go into the TV, I did have one little thing I wanted to talk about. Okay. So, you know, for Memorial Day, that's what the holiday was, right? Yeah. Memorial Day. You know how the real estate people put those flags, right? The plastic flags.
Do they still do that?
Well, they do it here. Okay. And we're all patriotic. We love our country. We don't need to wave a flag. If I don't have one of those breast awareness, you know, the pink ribbons on my car, it doesn't mean that I want people to get breast cancer. I think there's things we can all agree on. And I do think that nationalism sometimes can be a problem. I think it's actually being used as a weapon now. You know, Billy Joel sang that in that song. I can't think of the name. Allentown. I don't love the song. I do kind of.
I hate that song.
All right. But he said every child had a pretty good shot to get at least as far as their old man got. But something happened on the way to that place. They threw an American flag in our face. And then he goes, oh
my.
Like yes. So, but he's right. No one ever got on him for this. I don't know why. I mean, but like you
because he's Billy Joel.
Right. Well, he's right. Okay. Because that means they got drafted into Vietnam. That's what it means. Okay. They threw an American flag in our face. So this is what I mean by people use nationalism as a weapon, kind of, and a brainwashing thing. So all that to say, I'm not going to get into the whole thing that's happened here with me, with my neighbor, but there was a lot involving a flag. So now every Memorial Day and possibly I think probably 4th of July, they'll do it. They put these plastic flags in front of the houses with their business card. And I'm like, I left it there for the weekend. I left it there until today. Today's Wednesday. I'm like, okay, that's it. I just don't need this flag in front of my house. First of all, it's a little crappy. How much manufacturing do we have to do for these flags that are just silly? You know what I mean? What a waste for everybody. You know what I mean?
It's also kind of rude. Like, you can't assume that everybody wants a little American flag in front of their house. Like, they don't give you the choice. They just stick it there.
No, if you say you don't want a flag, they'll cut you here.
I know. Well, it's like I always tell you when this comes up, it's just like that Seinfeld.
Yeah.
When Kramer won't wear the AIDS ribbon.
That's right. And I'm not a big follower of what everybody does. It's just not for me. And
Me neither.
I don't need it. Okay. I show my love of our country by these fabulous books I write. If I don't say so myself, they get well reviewed. They get all kinds of accolades. And I am actually honoring the people in our past by sharing their stories. They can't speak anymore. So I'm sharing their stories. And I'm very proud of that. That is a patriot. I'm a patriot. Do I sound obnoxious? I don't care. Okay. But that's really doing something. When you wave a flag, what are you really doing? What are you doing? Have your flags all you want.
Right.
But
I mean, whatever.
But
you shouldn't have to.
Right. Well, I took that flag out and I put it in my car, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this flag? And it's got this obnoxious long stick, you know? I'm like, if I take this in my car, I'm always afraid I'm going to have an accident. It's going to poke my eye out. But so I took it. I know. I took it with me. I went driving, and I was by a garbage pail, but I'm like, I cannot throw this. It was a very public place. And if someone sees me throw out the flag, even though it's plastic, I'm going to get yelled at, right? At the least.
Yeah.
I might wind up on TikTok with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I finally found a lone garbage, like a lonely garbage, and people were looking toward me. I'm like, oh, I got to hurry. And it was poking out of this stupid thing. It was like it was on the street, but it was poking out. I'm like, so I had to like snap the pole of it, like to get it in there. Like, I got to get rid of this thing.
I have a question for you. Why didn't you just throw it out in your house?
In my house? What do you mean in my house?
In your garbage.
Well, I'd have to hide it from the garbage men. I'd have to wrap.
If you put it in a garbage bag.
No, I have the kitchen ones. You can kind of see what's in them. I could, but I saw it when I was coming out. I'm like, I have to get rid of this now. It's driving me insane. I just can't stand. I even wrote a whole pilot about. The whole pilot is about the flag, and in a neighborhood where everybody expects you to have the flag. And it actually ends with the woman trying to get rid of the plastic flag without anybody seeing her. But it is very funny. Like, it involves night vision.
Yeah.
Like goggles. It's really funny. She shimmies across in camo, trying to get it out. And only to be caught by the neighbor, I
have to tell you, it wouldn't have even crossed my mind. I would have thrown it right in the garbage.
Well, I would have probably rolled it up in something and done it, but the way that everybody, it's.
I also don't live in your neighborhood anymore. I don't think my neighborhood is as insane about that shit.
No, so I just thought I'd share that how I wound up having to secretly throw it out in the garbage. It's so ridiculous.
I could just see you skulking around.
I was like, oh God, people are coming.
Snapping the stick.
I had to snap it. I was a little harsh on the stick. I mean, what are you going to do? It's a piece of plastic, right?
Right. I understand people getting upset about an actual flag. I get it.
Yeah.
Fine. But a little plastic one that's in front of your house, I don't see what the issue is. What are you supposed to do with it? It's plastic.
Well, they all still have it there. I don't know how long they're going to leave it. But
I think a lot of people just leave it there and don't care what happens to it.
Well, they all have theirs. I was the first one out, but I don't care. So.
Listen, they can't tell you what to put in front of your house.
Well, somebody put that in front of my house without my permission. He always does that, this guy. His picture makes him look like, remember Lost Boys? You know the guy that was the head of the vampires, that man?
Yeah.
This guy looks like him. Very creepy. Yeah. The head vampire.
I'll have to get another look at him. I don't remember.
Oh, it's ingrained in my head. And because this
guy.
No,
I remember the vampire, but I've met the guy you're talking about numerous times, and I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
You've met him? The head vampire?
No, the guy you're talking about, not the vampire.
No, you haven't.
The actual person.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the real estate guy that stuck the flag in my thing.
I thought you meant your neighbor.
No, I would not.
I was like, yes, I've met your neighbor.
He doesn't look like the head vampire. He looks like
so, but I couldn't remember what he looked like.
He looks like your average Long Island guy. You know
That's
what I mean?
Probably why I don't remember what he looks like.
Yeah.
There is a very average Long Island man and an average Long Island woman.
Average Long Island man that drives the pickup truck. That's him.
It's very funny. Have you ever been with somebody in like a local place that's not from here?
You mean like in one of our places? Yes, a lot of times because I had the Airbnb.
And they're
I had
always
people.
Like, my.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so funny. I used to have these Airbnb, like international people loved coming here, and I don't know why. And you would think maybe because it's close to the city, but these people never went in the city. They liked being here. You've come from Germany. You've come from China. I've had so many countries come and just be content to stay at my house in Island Park.
That's weird. It's not like Island Park is not nice or anything, but
I do have a nice.
There's not much going on.
Well, it's nice, but to spend like a week sitting by the I mean, I get they really loved it. And I mean, I would take them to Ponchos. We had the
Yeah,
happy
like
hour.
that's
And
nice
that's where
and
they
all.
saw all the people. It's like, what's happening, but
Right. Anytime I've been with somebody who's not from here and gone out to a place to socialize, they're like, oh my.
yeah, and Ponchos was the place to go because it was a good place. It actually had the very cheap margaritas for happy hour.
I used to go to Ponchos at lunchtime, and they were $1 margaritas.
That's
and
right.
They didn't give you that watered down
No, they were
margarita.
good. Yeah, they were good.
Like you could get pretty wrecked at 1:00 in the afternoon at Ponchos for like $5.
Yeah. And then the happy hour, they were very cheap and very big, and they were great. And they had the appetizers too. It was a lovely thing. Stupid pandemic.
Yeah, I loved Ponchos.
It
Yeah.
was great. Okay, so we're going to talk about TV. I was so attached to TV when I was in grade school. I was allowed to go out to lunch. There was a crossing guard. Remember, I told you she was my friend's mother, I found out. So I have a conversation with her, and then I would go. I would get food, of course, but my most important thing once a week was the day the TV Guide came out. There was a stationery store there, like a Hallmark type of little store. And that woman knew that I was coming whatever day TV Guide comes out. That was my lifeline.
Yes.
I would go through
Me
that
too.
thing. Yeah,
I would read it from cover to cover.
So
my
exciting.
parents had it delivered, like they had a subscription.
Nice. Yeah,
and
my
that
mother would
was
never.
That and the consumer's catalog were my favorite things ever.
Never seen that. It described what the episode was going to be about of things.
It described everything. And they always had articles about all your favorite TV people.
Best. And then
it really
even
was.
it was, and like you could even find like it listed reruns, and I'm like, in case I wanted to see something again. It wasn't like now when you just had instant access to everything. You had to watch things at a certain time,
Yes.
And it was a lot.
Yeah. You had to catch what you wanted when it was on because you did not know when you would ever see it again.
Just didn't know. You just didn't know. And you read Running with Scissors, right? Well, you know how he always talked about what he watched on TV during those times, when he was describing periods. And he was an only child, and he also had an unstable mother. And I felt a kinship with him. It was like he and I were both watching this at the same time and suffering. You know what I mean? Like, because I know he watched the exact episodes as I did.
I was going to say he has to be around our age.
Absolutely.
Because,
yeah. Because he watched everything, like, like you name it. And
that's how you can tell how old somebody is by what they watched on TV.
Exactly. One time you and I were talking about McMillan and Wife, except we didn't remember it was McMillan and Wife. Kay told me she was yelling, McMillan and Wife.
It's too bad that we don't have one of those things where it could be live, so people could come. I mean, I don't know who would actually comment, but
we probably
it would be interesting.
We probably could do it on TikTok, but I don't know if I could patch you in at that. I have no clue. Well, this is something to consider in the future, for sure. So for me, really, TV was my friend. All these people, they were just like, I think I learned from them too. I mean, some people say you don't learn. I mean, what do you really learn from TV? But I do think you get a certain knowledge of things, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
It depends what you watch.
I think so.
Did you watch Sonny and Cher?
Yeah, but I was kind of young, so I don't really remember, but I know I watched it.
This was the era of like variety shows.
Yeah,
Donnie
that
Marie.
I remember because
Donnie
I
Marie.
loved Donnie and Marie.
Go Ice Angels. Like, oh my God, I had the Donnie Marie dolls. Did you have those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. In the purple outfits,
yes.
right? Yeah. Yes, I had those.
Donnie Marie. And then there was Captain and Tennille. Did you ever see that?
Captain and Tennille, yes.
And then Tony, Orlando, and Dawn.
Yeah. My God, there were so many of those shows.
Why did they somehow singing people wound up with shows? That was the time.
Yes.
And lucky us, we got to see these things.
Well, we also had, which I'm pretty sure they don't have now, music shows where you could listen to the latest music, like Solid Gold or even Dance Fever. Dance Fever was a dance show, but they played music.
I did watch Solid Gold because
I did.
I always have it on tape.
I would take the boom box and tape the music.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that funny? Yeah. That was. Yeah. Oh, it's weird. I remember seeing on one episode, Air Supply sang, Billy Joel sang. Like, I'm like, what the? And
they had the Solid Gold dancers.
They did. Solid Gold.
I loved that. That was one of the shows I had to be home to watch that show.
But I do remember I got a Sony Betamax and I was able to tape things. I used my own money too. I saved up enough money to get a cash and carry on Canal Street in the city. It was like
That's pretty impressive.
$799 or $899.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save that
My
up.
dad got us a VHS. My father was very into electronics, so we had the latest of everything because he built things too. Like we didn't have a regular clock. We had digital clocks.
Wow.
We had TVs in every room.
Oh,
And
really?
he would
Wow.
rebuild. He would there were all these electronics in various states around the house.
Huh.
So
Wow.
yeah, he got
Talented.
a VHS immediately, and it even had the remote that was attached,
Yeah.
by the wire.
Yeah. Oh, wow. No, you see, my mom really didn't care about any of that stuff. I mean, and if I wanted it, she wasn't against me having it, but I had to find a way to get it myself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she took me
I
to
just
get it.
lucked out, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I had to have it because I got very addicted to the General Hospital, and
Oh,
when I
Channel
got
7
home,
all the way.
right, but my gateway drug was General Hospital, and
Oh, that was like the icing at the end of the soap opera cake because
Yeah.
that was the last one.
well, I did watch Edge of Night. I don't know what happened to you that you missed it.
Really? There was
Yeah.
another one on after that?
Yes,
Oh, I must have had something to do then because I thought General
Edge of
Hospital
Night.
was it.
Edge of
'Cause I
Night
watched-
wasn't as Edge of Night
Yeah.
wasn't as good, but
Well, there was
I remember there was a
Ryan's
woman.
Hope.
There was a woman named Raven on Edge of Night, and she was like crazy. She was like Erica, but
Oh.
crazier. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Ryan's Hope. My mother had the nerve when I named my son Michael Ryan. She thought it was because I loved Ryan's Hope. I mean,
Oh,
do I
really?
look like someone that would name somebody
That's
after
funny.
a freaking soap opera?
No. Listen, I wanted to name my son after the little boy on One Life to Live, CJ, Cord and Tina's kid.
Why would you wanted to name him the initials CJ?
I wanted to name him Christopher James
Oh.
or Clifford James. Clifford James would have worked,
Clifford?
God help me,
That's awful.
because the guys in Metallica, the dead guy in Metallica was Clifford.
No.
The lead singer was James.
Oh my
He
God.
would have been CJ.
I'm really
I
glad
know.
that
We
you
just
didn't
talked
do that.
about it the other day, and he's like, thank God you
Clifford.
didn't do
They
that.
would have mocked him because of the dog, if nothing else.
No, but he would have been Cliff Burton. How cool is that?
Nah, it's not cool. No, maybe cool to people that know that stuff, but no. I'm glad
Oh,
you
yeah,
dodged that bullet.
I know. Well, I mean, it could have been Kirk instead because I did love Kirk, but Cliff Burton died in a tour bus accident while they
Oh,
were
Jesus.
away on tour.
That's awful.
Yeah.
You see, if you say
so,
Cliff, that's not bad. It's Clifford, that has the problem.
like the big red dog.
That's what I'm saying. That they would have made fun of him for the dog alone. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do it.
that's good. See, he dodged it. But
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, Ryan's Hope with Maeve and these names, the spellings were quite
I
an
know.
education. Maeve and it looks like Shaban. I don't know. I was so
I know.
confused.
I don't know how that happens. A lot of those Irish names are like that.
They are.
Like they're not pronounced anything like they look. Well, to
No.
us.
Right, exactly. But I did love that. And then what was after that? That was All My Children.
All My Children.
And then One Life to Live. And then General Hospital. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's when I think about it now, it's like, how did I have time to watch all this stuff? Because I went to school and then I came home.
I don't know. I think we all did at that time. You had to see what happened because they would leave you hanging.
Oh, and they were very long, like a long story. The scenes can go on for at least a week, because they keep cutting
They
away,
would
keep cutting away.
drag it on. And God
Oh, my
forbid,
God.
Fridays was awful because they would leave you hanging.
They did. It was
It was the weekend. There was no things on the weekend. I mean, there was
No.
TV, but there weren't soap
well, there
operas on
was
the weekend.
no, but there was
the nighttime soap opera.
Oh yeah, there were those, but there was a thing on Saturday morning, Schoolhouse Rock. I love that. You didn't have that, did you? Did you have it?
Yes,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I love Schoolhouse Rock.
I don't think kids do that anymore. Like Saturday morning was a big thing.
It was.
Like you got your cereal or whatever.
Yeah.
And you parked it in front of that TV for cartoons.
Prisoners. But we
I
did
remember.
learn. We learned from Schoolhouse Rock.
Yes, Schoolhouse Rock was awesome.
I learned the preamble to the Constitution. I know the whole thing. I have to sing it.
And the
but I
bill
know
on
it.
Capitol Hill.
Yeah. We learned a lot. And a lot of things about grammar. You
Yeah.
unpack your adjectives. Like there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat it.
We did.
It's the best.
They snuck learning into our cartoons.
It was, it's a real lesson because when you sing something, you can really learn it better. You really can.
I'm singing the bill on Capitol Hill in my head right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I did love that. But I did love Saturday morning cartoons. What channel
Yeah,
was that? 7? Was it?
Oh, I think 4,
4? I don't remember.
7,
See, that
2. I think
wait a
all
minute.
of them had.
They couldn't all have Schoolhouse Rock. Which one was
No, I
Schoolhouse?
think Channel 7 was
Yeah, that's
Schoolhouse
what I
Rock. I
thought.
could be
Yeah.
wrong, but for some
ABC.
reason that's
ABC. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I love that. But
Me too. That was I am such a nerd. I loved the Smurfs. I named my first cat Smurfette. I'm a Smurf dork.
yeah,
So
I've never
I would
seen it.
gather all my little Smurfs, my little Smurf,
That's cute.
and my cat,
Aw,
and we would watch the Smurfs
That's very
all
cute.
together. I forced that cat
aw.
to watch the Smurfs because that was her name, Smurfette.
And then, of
And
course,
with all
yes.
my stupid little Smurfs.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I've
By the way,
I've never seen the Smurfs.
Oh, I have little Smurfs. I have
I
like
know.
2
I
Smurfettes
just never
and a
saw them.
Gargamel.
That's one I never saw. I don't know. Somehow I missed it.
Oh my
I don't
God,
know.
I was obsessed with the Smurfs.
Wow. I mean, I knew who they were, but I'd never seen them, and I don't know. Nothing made me want to. It's like, no offense, but like just when you look at them, it's like, wow, a blue thing.
I think everything catches you. If
Yeah.
it catches you right.
Exactly. Well, a lot
And
of
for
things I
some
think
reason
I got
that did.
exposed just be sitting there and it came on. And that was just something that never came on. Like I remember seeing my first Batman. I'm sure I've spoken about it, but the bookworm, it was the bookworm, ironically. And the bookworm was a villain and he closed Batman and Robin into the book. At the end of every, they would be trapped and you would think they were dying. Well, and it was supposed to be a joke, but I didn't get that. I didn't get that it was satire or whatever you call it. Funny.
No,
but
I don't think a lot of us did.
No, we were too young. It was very serious. And I remember running outside, Mommy, the Batman and Robin are going to die in the book. And she's like, stop. Like she just blew me off. She didn't want to listen or comfort me at all.
Listen, TV could be really traumatizing. I'm sure I've said this before, but my big takeaway from TV when I was a kid was on Good Times and All in the Family. On each of those shows, a character died.
Yeah.
And I thought
they
were dead in real life. And I didn't know because there was no internet then.
Right.
It's not like you could look it up.
Yeah. Right.
No one said they weren't dead.
Exactly. I agree. It's very traumatizing.
It was so traumatizing, especially that got James on Good Times because that show was so like heavy. That was a heavy sitcom.
That's really not a comedy if you think about it. It's really a tragedy.
Then they threw in JJ and made it ridiculous, but the rest of it was very serious.
Very sad show, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was a very heavy show.
They had a great song though. Number 2.
Look it up. It's a great song.
And then of course the one with the best song was Fish Don't Fry in the Kitchen.
The Jeffersons.
That's the best show.
We were talking about the Jeffersons.
It was okay, but the song was amazing.
I love the Jeffersons. We were talking about it at work, and my boss is younger than us, and she's like, "Oh, I'm aware of the Jeffersons, but I've never seen them." And I was like,
I watched it. I really loved. I liked it better than All in the. I really didn't like All in the Family. It's like I made a little.
Well,
list
they
of
started on All in the Family,
right? Well, I know
they were the neighbors,
right? And then the Jefferson
and then they
Cleaners
move
took
on
over.
up.
Exactly. Yeah. But All in the Family, I never liked. My mother, I have a list of a few shows that my mother, if I wanted to watch TV, she was watching it. I had to watch this, right? And you know what I mean?
Me too. That was my dad's favorite show, All in the Family.
It's so depressing. It's supposed to be exposing a bigot, but like, honestly, the things that guy said were really bad. I mean, they were awful. He was awful.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Long Island is very Archie Bunker. And I'm saying that because some people, I don't think they're trying to be racist, but I think they're just still in that mindset.
I guess. I don't see that many people.
Well, it's not. I hear things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I mean, I've experienced things too, but it's still going on.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. I do try to just stay out of things pretty much, but.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, some of it is just, it's like, what year are we in? I don't think they mean to be offensive, but the terms are.
Well, I mean, honestly, and when I went back to look at All in the Family, I wanted to put a quote for my mother, like she loved it. So I was going to put all these quotes are so offensive. I'm like, and if they're not offensive, they just don't make any sense. They just they have no punch at all. So all the good lines were the offensive lines. So I was like, forget it. I'm not putting this on there. And she also loved MASH. Did you ever watch MASH?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't like.
I don't know why.
In my case, we had one TV, and if she wanted to, like, usually she didn't care, and I was watching whatever I wanted to watch. But then when she wanted to watch these things, I had to watch them, and I did not. I got very upset by all that war stuff and all these injured people. I did not like that.
Yes, that was a very serious.
Yeah,
they had a lot, and then they threw in Klinger. Like, I don't know. They had such serious
but he's
subject
really
matter
he's
on
actually
these
serious
shows.
too, because he's trying to get out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
And then they killed the commander when he left.
Yeah.
That's another one. They didn't even tell the kid. They didn't tell O'Reilly, Radar O'Reilly. They didn't tell him that they were going to have the thing crash. They only handed it to him at the end. And he had to come in. He was literally crying because he was just so shocking. Like, obviously he knew he wasn't really dead, but it just hit him. And so they caught him like his real reaction. And everybody went like, why? They didn't tell anybody they were going to do that. Well, that's a shitty thing to do at the end of a sitcom. They wanted to bring the reality of the world. Like, can we just have a friggin' sitcom here? Well, like Hogan's Heroes was one that never really addressed the seriousness.
No.
I mean, that show is so wrong for so many reasons because it really made a joke. Like, it's like, just, you really shouldn't joke about this obviously. But I will say they held firm to that joke. Like, they never got serious. Never.
I think a lot of these shows would not float right now.
Most of them. I mean, I don't know. I think something. No, I don't think they could do any of it really. No.
Most of them, no.
Yeah. And I mean, Hogan's Heroes probably shouldn't. It was wrong for them to do that. But I mean, I didn't
realize that as a kid.
Right.
I had no idea.
Exactly. I was just watching it. I really cared about Hogan and the gang. You know,
I
liked them.
There's a lot of stuff that went right over my head. I mean, I was young. Why would I know any of that? I didn't know about these things to begin with.
Right. No, I didn't understand the backstory, the setting at all. But I mean, I just liked how they kept outsmarting them. I thought I really liked it, but really, it's ridiculous. But
of course,
but they never got really heavy, to my knowledge. I mean, I don't think I know every Hogan's Heroes, but these shows. I mean, they warped us. And F Troop. My God, how wrong was that?
I know.
There couldn't be a more wrong show than F Troop.
Yeah.
You know?
I forget. I was in a dentist's office and one of those shows was on, and I was like, really? This is weird. You really don't see that. I mean, even on
now?
This was like maybe a year or two ago.
Really? They must have it must be on TV Land or something.
I have never seen those shows on one of those TV channels. But I mean, I could just be missing it, but I thought it was weird.
Maybe they had the DVD of it and they felt the need to put it on.
I don't know. He also had like his music piped in.
So this guy that lives in the past.
Yeah.
How old is this guy?
Older than me, but I don't know how old.
Well, if he can't be from the 40s, because I don't think he'd be working anymore.
No, the whole place's vibe was really weird.
Wow.
It was
that's strange.
Everything about it. Like, he did most of the stuff. He had a receptionist, but I'm not sure what her role was. Wow. She didn't seem to do much. He seemed to do everything. The whole thing was weird.
Interesting. Okay, what about I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched? Those were good. Did you watch them?
I did, but I have to tell you that they weren't my favorites.
I mean, I must have really liked them because I watched them all the time. These are all reruns. These are all things we watched, that came on,
I definitely did too. I was actually talking to some people today. We were talking about TV, and I was talking about Bewitched, and my least favorite characters, which really happens often for me, are the main characters. It's all the side characters that are usually interesting, and especially on Bewitched, like
Endora.
I Dream of Jeannie. Like, there were a lot of people. I have a friend actually who has named many of her cats for the characters on Bewitched, which is kind of cool. Well, like she had an Endora, Bombay.
Oh yeah,
her cats now are named after.
That's cute.
It's pretty cool. But all the her family was interesting to me. Like, I didn't care about Samantha and Darren.
Samantha didn't make any sense. I mean, be proud to be a witch. Use your craft.
Yeah. Why would you not use magic?
See, that wouldn't fly now either.
I would have told Darren to piss off, honestly.
Yeah, well, honestly, that's really, they should redo it with that. They should redo it that way or something, because that would be that would never go now. I mean, a woman being ruled by her husband.
That was kind of like Jeannie. It was
Jeannie's
the same
worse.
thing.
He kept her in a freaking bottle. Until finally he married her. It was weird. Remember, she had an evil cousin that came into
with the dark hair. How come they always have the dark hair?
Yeah.
Evil.
Well, I guess they had to. She was already blonde. She was that eternal blonde type, but it must have been bleached. That's too blonde to be real. You think?
Oh, yeah.
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 But she just lived in that bottle. What the hell?
I know. That only seemed to have a living room. There was no other rooms.
That's all. Well, yeah, because it didn't look like there was a bed, really. It was just a circular couch.
No.
How could she
There
sleep?
was no bathroom. There was no kitchen.
Do they go to the bathroom, genies? I guess.
Nobody ever went to the bathroom on any of these shows, ever. It's only the shows now that the bathroom is involved. You never saw a bathroom. It's like I had a Barbie dream house when I was a kid. There was no bathroom. There was every other room.
I don't remember. I did have that, but I don't remember.
No, there was no bathroom. I will tell you that right
hysterical.
now. Now there is, I think. Yeah.
What?
No, there was no bathrooms on any of those shows.
Well, they're missing a lot of opportunity for bathroom humor.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Oh, yeah. I guess it wasn't allowed. Things were so strict back then about it.
Well, they couldn't sleep in the same bed a long time ago.
I think the Brady Bunch was the first couple on TV that could sleep in the same bed.
Oh, yeah? Well,
yeah. I Love Lucy. They had twin beds.
They did. On the Dick Van Dyke Show, they had twin beds. Yeah. But
That's
speaking of Brady Bunch.
I did not like that show.
I did.
Dick Van Dyke.
You know what? I did like it because I liked their marriage. I thought it was like, for me, it was something sort of to aspire to. Like, she, although was, I guess, a homemaker, but she was pretty independent. She had her own opinions. She was like, Rob, and she was cute. And she was, I don't know, I just liked her. Maybe if I took a look at it now, I wouldn't. But there was something about, she always danced and stuff. I just found her to be. I didn't like her. Mary Tyler Moore, I thought.
I didn't like Mary Tyler Moore either.
She became weird on Mary Tyler Moore. She was like a stick.
I liked Rhoda. Like Rhoda was
good. Yeah, the spin-offs were very good. Mary Tyler Moore.
Rhoda had a lot of personality.
She was good. I know. Remember we saw her grave? Remember we saw her grave in that graveyard?
I'd hate to say this because it makes me sound a little demented, but that was a really good cemetery. There was a lot going on
famous
there.
People there. Yeah, they had Chris Cornell. They had
Judy
a lot
Garland,
of people.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
My God,
had,
so many.
what's his name? Get Smart. They had the shoe phone on his thing.
Oh my God, we were talking about that show too. That was a great show.
It was, but I think we missed the point that it was supposed to be ridiculous. And we took it seriously. At least I took it very seriously. Did you take it seriously?
I took everything seriously.
So serious. I worried about chaos getting him. I mean, I was like, this was a serious show.
A lot of these shows, we were too young for that humor in many of these shows.
If somebody would sit down and give us context, but like, first of all, there were a lot of shows really we shouldn't have even seen. And it's just even Sonny and Cher, honestly, that was a weird show. Like, there's a weird stuff going on there. And I watched it. My mother she didn't pay any attention to what I was watching at all.
No.
Nothing.
The only show, I don't know why my parents drew the line at, was Soap. That is the only show I can ever remember them
I watched it,
letting me watch.
My mother didn't even
and I'm
bother
not sure
to investigate.
I wanted to watch it.
It was stupid, but my mother would never investigate anything I did. Like, there's only so much you could watch on TV then. You know what I mean? Now you can get into a lot worse trouble.
Yeah,
probably.
but I'm pretty sure my parents didn't care either. I don't know what it was about that show in particular.
They must have heard some. You know, sometimes people hear one thing about something. Yeah.
Because normally they didn't even know what I was watching.
There was a whole controversy about one of the characters was something she did.
I think one of the characters was gay.
Yeah, but that's not it. Yeah, there was.
But I can't imagine. I don't think my parents ever had any issues with gay people ever.
It was the main character. They had some sort of a scandal
there
about
was
a storyline. Jessica,
There
I
had
think
to
her
be
name was.
something
Yeah.
because my parents were very open people. Like they didn't, my
Yeah.
parents were not prejudiced against
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah, I don't know,
Like
but I
that
do
didn't even
remember
exist in our house.
there was a scandal, but I just think in terms of watching it, it was it was mature. I mean, there's things that we shouldn't have been watching, and we did, but
I know, but I
uh,
don't know. I mostly watched like goofy shows.
really?
I'm very big on, like I Love Lucy, Car 54, Gidget. That's the kind
See,
of stuff I was
I
watching.
did like
Make
I
Room
Love
for
Lucy, sure.
Daddy.
I never saw any. I did not
I
see
was
those last
very
ones.
into 50s sitcoms.
I never
And
saw.
Gidget was 60s.
No, I never. No,
Lost in Space, that
there was that
50s.
Nun.
Like
I saw the Nun.
The Flying Nun. I didn't
But
love the Flying
I
Nun.
didn't love it either. But that's the only one. Like I never saw Gidget. I never saw the Car 54. How long did that run? Like a day? Was that on long?
I don't know. But I watched that. I watched The Many Lives of Dobie Gillis.
I've heard of that,
which is
but
the
I've never
show
seen
Gilligan was in before he was Gilligan.
I have heard of it, but I've never seen it. Gilligan's Island, that was a very
yeah.
defining thing for me. Like,
oh, me too. I was all about Gilligan. I'm bored. I can hear the dog barking. That's interesting. Oh, look, there's finally somebody that's going to walk by. Let's see what she looks like. It's a lady. Wow, she must have turned. No, there she is. Pretty normal looking lady.
what about Match Game?
Love, love, love.
I love it too, but what the hell did we like about that, though?
I don't know. I have watched it as an adult, and I am still entertained by it. The funny thing is everyone I've talked to, and you can answer this too, had no idea why those people were on or who they were.
Well, I told you I did know Bobby Van and Elaine Joyce because my aunt was a musician, and I met them. I went backstage, used to hang out in the production of No No Nanette on Broadway, and they were in that, so I did know them. But
listen,
other than
I didn't know who Brett Summers was. I didn't know
Richard
who
Dawson.
Charles Nelson
Richard
Riley.
Dawson was on it.
Richard Dawson.
Well, we knew him. We knew him from Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah, Richard Dawson. But everybody else, like, I had no idea who the hell those people were.
Wasn't he on that? I think he was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like, that's what I was excited because I
Before
knew
Family
him.
Feud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of them, like, they were super entertaining, but I had no idea who they were.
Well, Brett Summers was married to Jack Klugman.
Yeah.
And she was a guest on his show sometimes. She was his ex-wife, I think. Wasn't she?
I think so, too, yeah. On The Odd Couple.
Yeah. But so that's her claim to fame. Most of them, I don't know. But they must have been
They were funny, though.
There was in a lame way, though, don't you think?
Oh, I found them hilarious. Because it's so stupid. It's stupid humor.
See, I really don't like stupid humor.
I like it. The sillier, the better.
No. See, that's where we differ. Except, well, okay, like, for example, a show that we've watched when we're older now, like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I thought it was funny, but I reached a point where, like, I've had enough of this nonsense. And I'm like, no more,
Oh, I love that show so much, but I did bail at some point. I was like, it's gone on too long.
Yeah.
But I find them hilarious. I started watching that again recently.
Yeah. They're funny, but it's like, wow, I don't know. I like stupid humor if it's very witty, if it's well written. But there's so many things where it's sort of like half-assed stupid. I don't like that. I can't think of any example of another one that I like that's stupid humor, actually. What other ones do you like?
Oh, you know all the shows I like. And most of them aren't current. There's shows I like that are current, but not like, like I like a 30 Rock. I find hilarious.
That is good.
The
That's
Office.
Not stupid, though.
I love The Office.
Those aren't stupid humor. Those have, you think they have stupid
Seinfeld.
Humor? Yes,
sometimes, Sometimes, especially 30 Rock, they can get quite silly.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, so Match Game, I haven't seen that. How have you seen that? Is there like a show? Is there a way to watch that?
When my brother lived with me briefly, and we would watch it on like the game channel.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we were both that's the one thing I could say me and my brother have in common. We like the same Match Game. We used to, when that Ozzy show was on. What was
that was good. That is a good show.
We would stay on the phone and watch that.
That's cute. I like this. Yeah, I wish I had a brother.
And The Real World. I forget what season of The Real World, but we were
the
really into
one.
it for that one season.
Me too. I was into I think it was the first one. I could be wrong. It's when Vanilla Ice was in it.
No, that's a different show.
It's not The Real World? What
No,
show is
The
that?
Real World was on
What's
MTV where they got a bunch of people in a house together.
That's what they did, but they're still.
Yeah, no, that was a celebrity show.
Yes, but it was.
I don't remember what it was called, but it's different. This one didn't have celebrities.
Oh, that's all I watched was that one.
Oh, the Vanilla Ice. Isn't that where he tries to stick Gary Coleman in the deep fryer?
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled with him.
Yeah, that was so funny. It's so wrong, but it was so funny.
That was a good show. But I just watched the one season and then I was over it. It's like the same show, but with celebrities. Yeah. I really don't watch any of those things. Did you hear that Love is Blind, but it's the Argentina one? One of them was arrested for trying to kill another one. Like the man that married the wife, I think he tried to kill her or vice versa.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't happen before.
I know. Well, it said Love is Blind
the
couple.
one that we watched in Scotland or whatever?
Did
or
we?
England?
No.
Where they get married?
No. That's Married at First Sight.
Oh, okay.
Love is Blind is they don't see each other while they're dating, and then someone proposes, and they can only see each other but they still aren't married. Then they have to decide, once they go out in the real world, I think they have 3 or 4 weeks to get to know everything, and then they can decide. They decide on the altar, in 4 weeks.
Not for me.
Oh my God. One couple, they duked it out on the honeymoon. She threw her ring into the pool.
I can't imagine how that ever works out, but whatever.
It seems to sometimes. I did like it to a certain extent, but in a way it's annoying, and in a way it's compelling. It's both. But the other one is a little, you know what it is with the other one? You could watch it for a couple episodes and then you could like skip through most of it and go to the end and you're fine. It's just nothing is needed in all the middle,
Yeah.
That's really I would recommend
I
this
only
way to do
watched it with you.
Yeah. You get to know them. I think don't even bother before they get married. Just let them get married because they have the people wondering, who cares? Let's watch them get married, watch a couple episodes like that, scoot to the end and see what happens. Because it's just nonsense in between.
Yeah. I have to be honest. I'm not watching that at all.
You did like it, though, in Scotland. Admit it. You liked it.
Yeah. I think that's one of those shows that I would probably watch with somebody, but I wouldn't watch by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. What's her name? Loves Love is Blind on that podcast we listened to? I think not.
I think not.
She has another podcast called Shut the F Up, Nick Lachey.
Oh, I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard her say
I don't think you're going to like it because it's all about Love is Blind. That's what it's about.
Then no, I
because
won't
Nick Lachey is the host, him and his wife. Is there another?
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that.
Well, neither is Joey.
Not though.
I think. Well, there's another one called True Crime Obsessed. They are so similar to I Think Not. It's weird.
I'm excited because we have tickets. We're going to see I Think Not live.
We are. I know it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Dun, 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 dun. They are good. But I ran out of stuff, so I needed something else. So I went back to True Crime Obsessed. True Crime Obsessed is okay, but the guy, he's also gay. They're very similar in a lot of ways, but he laughs so much. He laughs so much, like at everything. And then at the end, it always, when someone is at the very end of their laugh, it sort of sounds fake. You know what I mean? Like it sort of cuts. He just seems a little fake with the end of his laughs. Like it sort of gets a little uncomfortable because he's laughed so long. Yeah. So I don't know, but I do recommend them because you know why? They have really good cases. And
I can't handle anymore.
I don't
even have time for.
See, I needed more. I ran out. I needed more.
Also, I mix in. I listen to Howard. I listen to books. I listen to I Think Not. That's like I don't.
Oh,
have
you said
time
books
for any more than that.
Oh my God! I thought you said Brooks at first. I'm like, who the hell is Brooks?
Garth Brooks. I mix in books, of course, because sometimes I don't have time. Like I'm reading an actual book, so I split them between audio and actual book.
Interesting.
Because God forbid I don't read 12 books every 5 minutes.
That's great. Well, I love that. I wish I could do that. I just don't have time.
That's my thing.
That's great.
My one hobby.
Yeah, I love it. I love to read books, but the time. Yeah. See, I should get my library card back and get audiobooks.
Yeah.
That's what I should do.
I mean, it's free. So for anybody listening,
I think they know it's free.
Everywhere.
They do know this.
Yes. It's an app. It's awesome.
Oh, I didn't know it was an app. What's the app? Libby?
Libby. Yes. It's called Libby.
How do you spell that?
Libby. Like Libby vegetables.
Okay. And what happens on Libby?
So you can get ebooks to read, or you can get audiobooks.
So it doesn't matter where your library, you just sign, it's a universal app for anybody?
You do it through your public library, but yeah, I think I think they all have Libby.
But you can get it on your phone, the app.
Yeah, like I have the app on my phone. Yeah.
So it's like it's an app like countrywide, but it works. Then you plug in your information, so it works with your library.
Yeah, you just need your library card.
That's what I don't have. I need one. I owe that book.
Yeah,
The book is lost. The lost book.
You got to pay for it.
I will pay. I have no problem paying for it. But the idea of, can I pay for it on the Libby?
No, but you can pay for it through the website.
Oh, I can?
You can
Good.
pay with a credit card, yeah, through a website.
Thank you. Thank
you. You don't have to go there.
The problem is that I don't want to go there. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. No, okay. A lot of people do that.
Thank you. That I can do.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down. Thank you.
You just need your card information. Do you have your library card?
No.
Okay, I'll get you that information.
Thank you. Yeah, because I sounded like a underdog. No.
Yeah, you need your library card.
Oh, yeah, give me that information.
And your PIN number. Yeah.
What PIN number?
There's a PIN number.
I don't remember.
You can call the library and do it. It's not hard.
Okay. I wanted to mention Mod Squad. I love that. Yeah. Remember that?
Mod Squad.
Yeah. And again, we shouldn't have been watching this stuff when we were so young. Very violent.
I don't remember. I know I watched it, but I don't remember a lot about it. I was probably pretty young when I watched it.
Yeah, I watched it in elementary school because we used to play it on the school ground. And we always played Pete Gets Shot. There was a specific episode, Pete Gets Shot. And yeah, that was.
I wonder if kids still do that. Like we used to do
act
that
out
too.
Shows.
Me and my cousins and my brother would, but we'd also do that during recess.
They must do that. Like I think they probably act up. Obviously, it's different shows, but I mean, who knows? They're acting out something that they like. You know how people used to do punch buggies with the Volkswagen? Well, now they do with Teslas.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I have.
Yeah. So even though I hate mentioning such a thing, horror. Okay, so then there was Starsky and Hutch. That was. Did you like
Starsky and Hutch? Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear. Yeah. I was just thinking of a specific episode. Do you remember that one when he had the Henry? I think they were mice or something. He was running like where you bet on the animal. They had like races with the animals, and he used to call this one Soon Henry. And he goes, all the rest of them are going to get all fat from winning. They get fed. And so then Henry will win when they're finally all too fat, right? And so Starsky bet on him. He's like, soon Henry is now Henry. You won. Of course. Why do I remember? Do you remember little pieces of shows, like little things?
Yes, definitely.
Whatever. But I will say, you say you can't, not you, but people say you can't learn from TV. But I learned the tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow speech from Macbeth from Starsky and Hutch. Starsky posed as a cab driver because a Shakespearean actor had been hit and mangled by a cab, and he went around killing all these cabbies, and he was chasing. Starsky got, of course, hurt, and he was like wounded, and he's like sort of sputtering around, and the guy's going tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, creeps in his petty bass. That is actually where I learned that.
Amazing. By the way, Charlie's Angels apparently.
That is another one. I forgot about that.
It's like the female version of Starsky and Hutch. It's the same thing. They pose as somebody else to catch whatever.
But that was just a gimmicky format at the time, I think.
Yeah, a lot of shows were like that, yeah.
But I forgot about them.
Angels, though.
I did too. Yeah, and it's uncharacteristic of me, but I did love it. I loved them all.
I loved shows with female characters that kicked butt. Like I loved Wonder Woman.
I did like Wonder Woman, but I got tired of it after a while. And I always was afraid that outfit was going to fall off. Her boobs were popping out. It just didn't seem to fit her right.
Yeah.
Very worried.
Plus, what was the point of the invisible plane? Because you could see her.
So stupid.
She wasn't invisible.
Maybe the idea was only we could see her. That show had a lot of flaws.
And then there was the Bionic Woman, who I also thought was
I did love
awesome.
I love the Bionic Woman.
Remember?
Loved her.
Well, there's the $6 Million Man. Then
I didn't love him. I loved her. $1 Million Man, I never liked. I don't know what it was. It was just.
I guess I watched it because my brother probably liked it.
Yeah, I didn't like
there was that crossover episode with Bigfoot.
Right. Yeah, and the dog was there.
Yeah, the dog was.
Wasn't Lindsay? Wasn't she his girlfriend at some point?
I feel like she was.
Yeah, but then maybe they broke
I remember I had like the Bionic Woman doll, and then you could open like the bionic parts on her.
I love that. I loved her.
Super cool.
And also, she was a good actress for that. Like, she was a lot more serious kind of actor than a lot of the other people in those kind of shows.
She was pretty together.
I really like Lindsay Wagner.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah. Most of them are like, no. But yeah, Bionic
No.
Woman and Charlie's Angels. I forgot about these guys. What the hell?
Yeah, I love those shows.
They're
And
very good.
we can't stop this without discussing Saturday nights, 9 to 11, because I used to beg to stay up. Love Boat, Fantasy Island.
That's true.
That was the shit.
You know, it's weird because they were sort of like, it was sort of like the lighter and the darker, but sort of the same kind of concept. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I literally would beg every week to stay up for those shows.
Oh,
Like,
I watched them. Yeah.
Love Boat was awesome because there were always celebrities. Every week there was somebody that was a whole bunch of people.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God. Menudo was on, and I loved Menudo when I was a kid.
Wow. Yeah, I did watch it. I did. I liked Gopher.
Gopher.
And what's his
Julie,
name?
Isaac.
And Isaac. Yeah, I liked Isaac. Yeah. Yeah, it was
Captain
a good show.
Stubing.
It was a terrible show, but it was a good, like, it just was
Yes.
it was very entertaining, and it really just took you away.
And like you said, Fantasy Island, it got dark.
It did, but it always worked out, which was
Yes.
good. I want to take another look at that. I feel like sometimes they didn't work out perfectly, but they just somehow worked out. They always had the dark,
I've seen channels that they play the Love Boat, but I don't remember ever seeing them play Fantasy Island. They must somewhere.
Why
But
wouldn't
I've
they?
never seen it. I don't know.
Huh, that's interesting. Remember, like, it was like it would get really dark. Like, oh,
Yeah.
she has a dark secret that she must do.
And Mr. Rourke knew all about it. Ricardo
did.
Montalban.
That was a weird island. It's a weird ass island. Wow. Yeah. Wow. But then what about Tuesday nights? Of course, Happy Days and all that. Did you watch that?
Happy Days.
Happy Days.
Show ever. But
You know,
Happy
it
Days,
wasn't-
Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah. And Three's Company.
Three's Company.
Yeah. But that guy just kept thinking the guy was gay for the whole time. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah, but then they changed. It was the Ropers, and then it was
Oh, yes.
what's his
Mr.
face?
Farley.
Mr. Furley.
Furley.
Yeah.
Why did I say Farley? Did
Remember
he think
they
he was?
go to that bar, the Regal Beagle?
Yes. Did he think he was gay also?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's
Yes,
ridiculous.
that was through the whole show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they ever wonder why he didn't date anybody?
I don't know. Remember there was that creepy neighbor lady who liked him? I think her name was Lana.
I do remember her now. Yeah.
She looked like a boozy old bar hag.
She was. I mean, she actually looked it. Yeah.
She
Wow.
did.
That's wow. Yeah.
And
So
their
those
friend
were good.
Larry. who was a
That's
big
right.
lech.
Larry.
Yeah.
He was a lech.
Yeah.
And but then the show after that, none of them could ever really last after the next slot. You know, they had that one with what's his name for a while. You know, Knight, Ted
Oh.
Knight. Ted Knight had that show.
Too
with
Close for Comfort?
Yeah, that was on for a while.
With Monroe? Yeah.
Yeah,
Tim
but
J.
it
Bullock.
wasn't. But it didn't last as long as the others.
It didn't, but I liked that show.
I watched it.
It was so stupid.
He always wore different sweaters, right?
I
For
think
schools.
So,
Yeah. Okay. And then I loved Switch. Did you ever see Switch?
I have no idea what
Okay.
that is.
It's okay. Robert Wagner, when he was young, did a show called It Takes a Thief. And I did watch that in reruns when I came home from school. It was the idea of a thief that has to work for the government or else go back to jail or something, right? So I watched that. And then Switch is sort of the same thing again, except I think now he's an ex-con and he opens a private investigator place with Eddie Albert, who was a ex-cop, and they have to work together. I really love that show. I would like to see that now and see what.
I have never heard of that show.
Oh my God,
Didn't
I
he
loved
do
it.
Heart to Heart too? Was
That
he in
okay?
Heart to
So
Heart?
that's what I was going to say. After Switch ended, I think it was in the same time slot, and just Heart to Heart came. But
Yeah.
Heart to Heart, I did like it, but I think I was sad because I wanted my Switch back. But it was good.
The
It was
Heart
good.
to Heart was one of my mother's shows. Like my
Oh, really?
mother had shows. Yeah, like what's that one with Lee Majors where he's the stunt man?
Oh, I've heard of that, but I
Yeah.
never saw it. Yeah.
Oh, the Fall
Wow.
Guy.
Yes,
And
the
then
Fall
T.J.
Guy.
Hooker with William Shatner.
Did she watch?
She had her shows. The Scarecrow,
Chips?
Mrs. King.
Oh no!
I don't think she watched Chips.
The
I always
Scarecrow,
thought of those
Mrs.
shows
King.
as mom shows. Yeah, it had Kate Jackson from Charlie's
I
Angels.
know, but
Yeah.
I don't even understand.
Those will forever be the mom shows to me.
I got to tell you, that show, I couldn't get past the name of it. It sounded so dumb that I never wanted to watch it.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch any of it. Those were
Sad.
my mom's shows. I didn't want to watch my mom's shows.
Okay, well, I think we covered everything. I will say, I told you I didn't like All in the Family or MASH, but I had to watch. And the other show that I had to watch was The Waltons.
I was a Little House on the Prairie
Uh-oh.
gal myself.
I don't hear you.
What?
Hello? Oh my God,
I
now you're
am.
gone. How can this be?
I'm still on.
Echo Why are you suddenly gone?
I don't know.
Speak now.
I am.
No, you're lighting up, but you're not.
Yeah, because I'm talking.
Okay.
You just
It says
can't
you're
hear me.
recording. I didn't do anything. Wait a second. It says your microphone. Oh, wait. Now speak. No. Something's wrong with your mic.
There's nothing wrong with my mic. I can hear it working.
What just happened? All I did was replug this in. I don't think it. I can't hear you at all. You lit it. You're lighting up. Unmute. Pin. What? Well, I wanted you to do your quotes. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Well, what has happened? Did you do anything in there? Did you touch anything? Talk. Look at your mic. Look at the thing, the console
Yeah,
thing.
it's fine. Yeah.
It
we're
says
good.
it's still on?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything except plug my computer in. Like, I can't imagine how that would. It's very strange.
I haven't
Is
moved.
this plugged in? My thing's working. You're not. Is it still recording? Maybe it's not. Yeah, it's recording. What happened? Well, how are we going to do your quotes? Are you serious?
No.
Oh, for God's sake.
What are you going to do?
Wait a second.
I wonder
Bluetooth
if
device.
other people can hear me.
I don't understand what just happened. You sure nothing? Something had to have happened.
Nothing has moved.
Okay. We'll end this and then I'll come back on. Maybe I'll get you. And I think I can add it to the end. I'll try. Okay. All right. Oh, hello again.
Hi.
Well, the end of the last recording, I don't know what happened. I just couldn't hear Pascale anymore at all.
No, but apparently
It
kept
did work, but
recording me.
Yeah, but we didn't finish our show like with the, what we always do. What do we do? The quotes.
So we're gonna do it now.
So we're in different clothes.
I'm in my pajamas.
Well, whatever works.
My
yeah,
Led Zeppelin pajamas.
You have changed so much since last recording.
I know. I had my 9 to 5 shirt on.
That's very funny. Yeah, you did. You look so professional in that outfit.
Yeah. Now I absolutely do not.
It's a different kind of profession. It's a couch potato box.
That's more like me anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna do our quotes, and I'm gonna tack this into the other one, and it's so exciting.
Yeah,
that I can do that.
You're gonna Frankenstein it.
Did you know that that's the name of the snowplow?
In the Karen Reed?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Really? Wow, that's weird.
Because they put all kinds of parts in it to make it more comfortable or something. But it's so funny because it really humanized that snowplow.
Wow.
Which made it
That's
even more,
interesting.
so it made the whole thing even more touching and everything. So
Yeah.
like he made him somehow more believable even.
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
They call it Frankenplow.
Yeah. I like it.
I know, it's really cute. Oh, he was good on the stand.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was great. Yeah. He was not going to be bullied by the other guy.
Good.
No, it was very good. The defense has some great witnesses.
Nice.
We're going to be good. Well, anyway, there's no point talking about Karen Reed on this thing because by the time this comes out, so much more has happened. But we'll always love Lucky. Lucky's our man. Do you know how much
Who's Lucky?
the snowplow?
Oh, okay.
That's his nickname. Do you know how much they spent on the Karen Reed trial? The Commonwealth. I don't know exactly how much, but just for one expert, the reenactment guy, and all he did was put on clothes that were just like John O'Keefe's, like the color of the shirt. And the defense reenactment guy said, I don't see a point to it, but
So silly.
especially the color. He was just being dramatic. That guy charged $400,000.
Wow.
Now the other one that really did so many more tests and this and that, apparently they were really good. They were $50,000.
Yeah, all this makes me just think that I picked the wrong profession.
Well, the guy that charged $400,000, all he did was put on the same clothes. He did a couple of things, but as far as reenacting, he put on John O'Keefe's similar clothes, and he put blue spray paint on the taillight, and he put his arm up against it. And it wasn't like he was going to let himself get hit by the car. You know what I mean? The other guy was like, all he did was prove that he could line up his arm with the taillight. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
and he had a
good for
voice just like that guy that got sued for what's that guy's name?
What is that?
The
I don't
growly voice. Okay, you do know very well this thing. Alex Jones. He sounded just like Alex Jones.
God, that is not
Like
who
the
you want to
puppet,
sound like.
Like the puppet. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to end. I found 2 quotes. The first one is by Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't know why he's talking about TV, but he says, television is chewing gum for the eyes.
That is true.
Is it? Okay, chewing gum, I don't agree.
With chewing gum?
No, I don't agree with this analogy really because chewing gum is gross and it's rubber basically. We're chewing rubber over and over again. Okay, now there's all kinds of chemicals in that. It's probably giving everybody cancer. Television is not the same as that because television can be chewing gum, I guess, but it also, you learn from it too.
You can.
I mean, chewing gum is just, there's nothing good about it.
Well, because
so chewing gum is like what? It's occupying your mouth. So what? Television is occupying your eyes. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
I think there's more to it than that. I think we need sometimes to blow off steam, and TV is a good way to do it. I think he's being a little critical.
Yeah. I just saw a post on Instagram that said Let me look it up because I'm going to fuck it up. Okay, hold on. I have to save this. It's a cat video. Okay. I have to save it for later. I'm such a weirdo. I follow so many cats.
I can't believe how many cats have their own accounts now.
I must follow 20 cats.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. People who repeatedly watch same movies, shows are emotionally intelligent. You know I saved that. You know why?
Because you do.
Because I do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, look, I'm emotionally intelligent. I don't think that's true, but it's written on Instagram, so I'm going to go with it's true.
So someone just randomly said that on Instagram? It wasn't like a philosopher?
A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research.
Okay, well, came from somewhere. I don't know. Consumer research. Well, okay.
Whatever, I'm going to take it.
Why not? I rewatch some things, not everything.
You know what?
I know you do.
All my quotes are from shows I have rewatched a million times.
I do like that. I told you I'm rewatching Modern Family. I went back to the 4th season. The later ones are not for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Sad. I don't know. They're not sad, but yet they are. Everything makes me sad.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Television. Here's the second quote. Television has proven that people will look at anything rather than each other.
Yeah.
That was Ann Landers. Remember we did, that's like the advice, like Ann Landers columnist.
Anne and Abby, for all you young people, they were advice columnists.
And sisters. Right?
And sisters. I believe they were twins.
Wasn't it true that they didn't speak or something?
Maybe.
That's so odd that sisters would become both the two most famous advice columnists.
Yeah.
Very strange. Okay, go ahead.
My dumb quotes.
Yeah, they're not dumb.
Well, they're dumb. You haven't heard them yet.
Okay.
Okay. So they're from all my favorite TV shows because that's how I am. And they're all a little bit me. That's why I picked them. So the first one is from Liz Lemon, Tina Fey, 30 Rock. Love that show. And
Good
it's,
show.
why are my arms so weak? It's like I did that push-up last year for nothing. So feel like that.
I saw weights on somebody's porch one every day, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even imagine doing that.
I'm like, I exercise once, and I'm like, I'm a athlete.
That's it. Like it seems like it's just not. It's too long for the glory. I can't.
Okay. And of course, Michael Scott from The Office, because I'm obsessed with that show. And I often feel like this. I don't hate it. I just don't like it at all. And it's terrible. And of course, the great Frank Costanza from Seinfeld. And I literally think this about 20 times a day. It's from the Festivus episode.
Okay.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Of course.
And he goes, I've got a lot of problems with you people. 20 times every day. That's me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Who said that, George?
No, his father, Frank.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
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 And
that's true.
I forget who says this. Maybe the weird neighbor. And they're like serenity now, insanity later.
Who said that? The neighbor, you say? They had a neighbor? Who's neighbor?
Yeah. When George's father, Frank Costanza, he wanted George to sell computers, I think, out of his garage maybe. And he hired the neighbor.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's a really good episode.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to look for that one. I don't remember. I'm sure
Lloyd something.
I'm pretty sure I've seen them all, but I just don't remember them.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
I
can't remember what I did yesterday, by the way, but I can remember every stupid episode from every stupid
So
TV show.
it's Frank asking George to sell computers?
Yeah, and George isn't doing well, but the neighbor is. But it turns out the neighbor is crazy.
Oh, I want to see that now.
That's really
Is that show still on Netflix?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, maybe I'll look for that.
Yeah,
so,
definitely worth a watch.
I don't know how I'm going to find it, though.
You can go on the internet and type it in, and the internet will tell you which episode.
By the way, you mocked me earlier.
I didn't mean to.
Yes, you did. You made a little voice.
I know, but
like I don't remember what it was. You literally mocked me.
I'm sorry.
I never heard you do that before.
I can't believe that you've never heard me do that before.
Me? I don't think to anybody, but
oh my God, I do that all the time. I am the worst.
I said something and you repeated it back. Like, I can't believe you just did that to me.
Literally do that all the time.
No, maybe you do in your head, but you've never heard that out loud to me.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry.
On the day we're celebrating my son's birthday.
I didn't even remember what I said, which is another
I don't
bad
remember.
thing.
I said something and you repeated it back like, nah, 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 nah. I'm like, wow, that was cold.
I'm so
Just
sorry.
cut a cake for my dead son.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's what they all say. No, it was just, I've never heard you do that.
Really?
No. Not to,
Wow.
no, never. It was shocking.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was really shocking.
I thought that was something I
Is-
did
is that-
regularly.
No, you must be doing it inside your head at me, and I don't know that you're mocking me. So
No,
now,
I usually say those things out loud to people.
not to,
Maybe I've just never.
that's right. I didn't warrant it. I don't think I warranted it then. I was quite shocked.
Once again, I am not really that nice a person.
No, it was been over 30 years I never had to do that.
I could kind of be a dick. It happens. I'm sorry.
I was just shocking at that moment. Maybe you just had it. I don't know. You just was like,
I'm sure I didn't even
You just-
mean
I
anything
just said-
mean by it.
I just said you just was something.
You just was.
Oh my God. Well, by the way, we did Casey's birthday, 26th birthday is June 9th, which is after, by the time it'll be over by the time you guys hear it, but it's Monday and today's Saturday night. So we went and hung out with some of Casey's friends and had cake, and it was really nice. And Casey joined us with the sticks.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, it's a new reality. But
Yeah, but it was nice. He has really nice friends, and
yeah.
it's a good bunch of kids. I mean, they're not kids anymore, but they're kids to me.
I know. Somehow people never stop being kids when you knew them when they were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was very nice until somebody mocked me. Wait, hold on.
Well, you have a shitty friend.
Hey, hold on. Now I got to.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go get the sticks so Casey can see along.
Okay. I was like, where? She's leaving. I'm going to do my other quote now.
Sorry, I thought you did three. I thought you said you had three and you didn't.
No, I've got two more.
Oh, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This one's George Jefferson of the Jeffersons. I felt that we talked about that. So
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
beans don't burn on the grill.
We could go on.
And it's if I paid you to think you could cash your check at a penny arcade.
Oh my God.
And just one more, because my brother used to say this to me all the time. It's from Fat Albert. Rudy says,
Hey.
he goes, "You're like school on a Saturday, no class."
Oh my God.
My brother used to say that to me all the time.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
But not nice. It's fun. But wait a minute. Can we even talk about Fat Albert? Is that canceled?
Because of Bill Cosby.
Sorry.
God, he sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry,
does.
yeah, I didn't even think of
Oh,
that.
it's okay. We could. I mean, it's cute. You have a childhood memory from it. It's fine. It's nice. I don't know.
Casey's like hitting me. He's
Casey-
like, "Stop it with your stupid quotes and stop being mean to my mother."
Casey is getting his bearings. That's what he does when he first let him out. When I unleash him. Okay. Casey say. Are you happy to be here? Are you happy to be here?
Happy-ish.
Give him a second. Yes, that means yes when they cross. Okay, Casey. I just wanted you to make an appearance for your birthday. Are you happy where you are? Yes. Do you celebrate birthdays up there?
No.
I knew it. I already knew that answer. I've asked him already. I wrote a poem. Casey, I wrote a poem for you for your birthday. Did you already hear it when I wrote it? No? You didn't hear my poem yet? I didn't actually read it out loud. It's true. Did you read my poem? No? Okay. Well, are you excited that I wrote you a poem? Oh, he is. Let's go on. He's excited. I wrote him a poem.
Yeah.
Casey, it revolves around rent. I took Casey. The poem tells a story. I'll have to read the poem next time. Yeah, my baby. He loves Rent. But the whole story about what happened when we went to see Rent with your daughter too.
Yes.
She's in the first line and then she drops out.
She was there, though.
She was there. All right. I don't even know how it came to be that I took Casey and Amanda to see Rent.
I don't know.
It was funny, right?
I have to be honest. I'm glad it didn't involve me. I
It's a
did
great
not want
show.
to see that show.
Oh, that's what Casey said until he got there. It's a great show.
Remember when we took them all to see which Shakespeare play was it?
Julie.
Boy, those kids were
They
pissed.
were not happy. They were not happy.
We had very unhappy kids.
Expose them to.
The show was great,
They just,
but boy, those kids were pissy.
I don't know. I took my kids to a fair amount of them. I think they were just, hamming it up for your children.
I think if you get 4 kids at that age together, it wasn't going to go
One time
well.
I took them to see Two Gentlemen of Verona, and they liked it because there was a dog in it.
Yeah, well, who doesn't like things with a dog?
Julius Caesar's a pretty entertaining play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what are you going to do? Sorry, there's no chewing gum TV there. All right. Well, anyway, Casey.
Happy birthday, Casey.
Thank you. And I never know what to say when I have him out.
Did you think it was funny that I mocked your mother?
Yes? Wait, did you think it was funny? No.
No. Come on, Casey.
Come on, I'm his mom.
I know.
Oh,
He's like,
don't mock my mother.
okay, I'm sorry.
That's right. All right. Love you, Case. This is our hug. I love you. It's so strange, but this is the way we communicate. Okay. Well, anyway, this will make really no sense without the video. We have to put
Boy, we
caption.
can't even do our quotes fast.
Well, we did a lot we were talking about other stuff, weren't we?
Yeah.
What time is it?
I don't know.
Where is the thing? Oh, 19 minutes. Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, until next time, what do I say again?
I don't know. I don't even know what I say. I'm going to say goodbye.
No, I say adieu, and you say?
See ya.
You know.
Oh, yes. Good day.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.